Hello everyone, welcome to Unscripted Access, episode number 169 on thegameraccess.com. I'm your host for this episode, Anthony Ta, joined by the Lord Bramilia Milan.
Hey, what's up?
So John's not here because it's Easter weekend.
Yeah, some kind of Easter food thing.
Yeah, so just the two of us today. So we may have a short episode ahead of us, but but if it is short, we will make it sweet.
We will try to make it as memorable as possible.
As memorable as possible. Man, you're in the same room as me. How strange is it that we're podcasting in person?
Yeah, that is kind of strange. You know, especially when you got all your toys over here.
Toys. So, let me give you a write-up for that. I'll be discussing with Bronson about future artist possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, hey, we have some news happening lately.
Lots of news, in fact. Well, actually not lots, but...
Not lots, but...
There's important ones.
There's some stuff worth talking about. So, the first thing that kind of came up was the studio that made one of my favorite racing games on the PS4 right now, Driveclub. They're gone now.
What?
The remaining 50 or so people there are now laid off.
What for?
Well, Driveclub didn't do very well than they thought, even though it sold 1 million copies. Because, okay, so the Evolution Studios is, they made MotorStorm on the PS3, back in the PS3 days. And with their big project of PS4 was Driveclub, and that was going to be like one of the big exclusive PlayStation 4 racing games. And when it launched, it was really broken for a month. Because Driveclub is like a social networking kind of racing game.
Yeah.
So when the online doesn't work for 3 weeks,
people don't play.
That kind of takes away most of what your game is supposed to be about to start with. And, you know, they got hit with a lot of layoffs about last year or 2 years ago.
That sucks, man. I know.
And now the whole studio is shut down. Interestingly enough, as they hire Fable developers.
Because
Lionhead Studios is potentially shutting down too.
But see, don't feel too bad for those guys. I'm sure they'll be able to find a job somewhere else in some other game.
They're hoping to stay together.
Oh, really?
They're hoping. Well, it's kind of true because when you work with coworkers and you all share a passion for cars is one of those things that dudes get together about very easily.
I guess.
But when you have a passion for cars and stuff, you could like stay together and stuff like that.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they might join They might join the Forza team. Who knows?
Except they're in the UK. The Forza team is all the way in Seattle.
I'm sure they'll manage.
I'm sure they can make their own like little studio out there. Oh, I know who they could join. They could join Slightly Mad Studios.
Or the Gran Turismo people.
Gran Turismo people are hell out in Japan.
I'd like to transfer hell out to Japan. I would do it.
But no, Slightly Mad Studios might have a couple spots open because
I guess they could be slightly matched.
Yeah. But pish. No, but because Slightly Mad Studios I think is based in the UK and they make Project Cars, and Project Cars is crowdfunded, and I really like Project Cars, so who knows? Maybe they could go to Slightly Mad Studios.
How come I never see? That's the thing though. I hear a lot about Forza and not about Project Cars.
Well, Forza kind of has like Microsoft's marketing team behind it, and Project Cars is kind of like its own sort of new thing. It's made by the same people who did Need for Speed Shift 2. Back when they were doing Need for Speed stuff for EA. But I really like Project Cars, and I really like Driveclub. Heck, I mean, right now I'm liking Project Cars more than Forza. I've been playing Project Cars lately because freaking... Like, as far as, like, simulating a car goes, I'm kind of impressed, even though I have a lot of driving aids on, because I'm really bad at driving in that game. Funny enough, because the way Forza is designed, it's like, it's realism, but you don't want to make it so realistic that, you know, an average dad can't get this at all, even with all the assists on. With Project Cars, if you turn all the assists off, you mess up. It's kind of like, it kind of basically tells you what it's like to drive your car 100 miles an hour. Because in Forza, you have to go like 150 or 180 miles an hour before it feels really fast. In Project Cars, it feels fast even when you're going 70. Just like in real life. In real life, to me, 70 miles an hour is really fast on a freeway. And going 90 is like, whoa. Even though some people out there have gone faster, but to me...
Yeah, there's people out there that probably drive a lot faster, have a lot of speeding tickets.
Yeah, maybe. Potentially.
I'm definitely not one of those people.
Me either.
I don't like speeding tickets, nor do I can afford to pay them.
Yeah,
So, you know.
and your insurance will.
Yes, and insurance.
Your insurance will bite you in the butt for that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But I really like Driveclub. Like Driveclub, I like that game a lot. Even like I like the social features. I like the detailing of the cars. I'm not joking. They did such a good job detailing the cars that I'm kind of actually wondering how Gran Turismo is going to do better. And I love that, you drive a car fast and it feels fast, and I love the sounds, I love the speed, I love, it in a way, it probably reminds me of, like, old Need for Speed games and why I liked old Need for Speed games a lot. Like late 90s Need for Speed games. Because when you drive fast, you're going fast.
But Project Cars, does that have a bunch of the well-known cars as well?
No, it doesn't. Project Cars is more motorsport than Forza Motorsport. So you're driving a lot of race cars, and what street cars they do have. I mean, you have an Audi R8, and you have, the Gumpert, and you have a Pagani, a Ha-wairayuha in it. But if you're looking for a Ferrari
what was that one? The Ha-wairayuha?
The Ha-wairayuha.
The
Ha-wairayuha?
The Ha-wairayuha? I don't know how you say it. It's Ha-wairayuha?
Ha-wairayuha. That's probably more like that.
All right. What
there's a top
where's that from anyway?
I don't know. Okay, I mean my computer's right here. I could type it in right now. Like, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna pull a Bronson here and look this up. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Pagani. Ha-wairayuha. How do you pronounce this bleeping thing? You can't even buy it in America.
It says Ha-wairayuha.
Ha-wairayuha.
It sounds like something Arnold Schwarzenegger would say.
Ha-wairayuha.
Waira?
Waira? Oh.
Waira. Oh, it's Waira.
Freaking Italians.
Damn you Italianos.
You can't even buy this car in America.
You can't even, Waira. Waira is spelled with
there
W,
you go.
dude.
Waira. See, it's so much easier when you say it that way instead of, trying to read it in English.
That's what I'm saying, it's spelled as a W. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Spell it with a W.
Well, it's an Italian thing. It's like how we say island instead of island.
Yeah, that's true, island.
But, we say island.
No man is in Island.
English in itself is a kind of screwed up language sometimes because it's like you say something is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Some awe. Okay, I guess that makes sense. When you say a person's in awe, they're like, whoa. But when you say something is awful, that's bad.
But awesome is an actual word, right?
And it means a good thing. And when a person's in awe, that's also a good thing.
It's not made up or anything, right? It wasn't made up by some surfer dude.
Awesome? I don't know. Dictionary.com. You know what? We're going to keep going. Dictionary.com. Dictionary.
Because let me tell you, there was I work for a hotel. I'm not going to mention what hotel it is. But
yeah.
They, we're supposed to, we're striving, the hotel is striving to be in, one of those magazines that, they go, oh, well, we want to be well known by this magazine. And, they rated one of my bell captains. Captain. All right. They were rating him. He did everything right? He did everything right. Everything cool. He was friendly, blah, blah, blah. There was one mistake he did, and this one I thought was freaking ridiculous, right? Uh-huh. They rated him, took a point out of him for saying the word awesome. I'm like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah, you got to be careful about how you talk when you're in the luxury service.
No, but still, okay, you hire young people to be in the freaking staff. Okay, younger people or, the people of age and of this era, people. So, what's the words in their vocabulary that you think they have? Right? They even mentioned too, oh, blah, blah, blah was friendly enough, did everything, he was cool. He just said the word awesome. I'm like, because you know what happened?
Okay, well then let's just throw British in there then.
Because the conversation was, this is how the conversation went. She said, the person giving the rating, because she was disguised as a customer, I guess. And she said, oh, thank you very much. I want to leave a tip for this guy. How do I do that? And the bell captain's like, well, all right, cool. We'll just take it and put an envelope for you and we'll give it to the person. It's like, oh, thank you very much. And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. And that took a point, that word minus the point. I'm like, are you freaking serious?
Evaluations. Sometimes
I want to go to whoever that person is.
Nothing
and
is perfect.
Smack him in the face. And
Nothing is perfect. -1 point.
just smack him in the face.
They
and
should
go
just
like,
say...
It's a word.
You know, they should just say -1 point just because nothing can be perfect. They should just say that better. Well, I mean, apparently, the word awesome goes back to 1600.
Wow. All right.
I'm also happy to find out that awesomeness is indeed a real noun.
Oh, okay. It really is.
What I find... Okay, dictionary.com says this, and it kind of blows my mind right now. Some English speakers likely know this word. You're telling me that no one... You're telling me there is actually a significant enough number of people out there who don't know what the word awesome stands for. Is it because it's an American thing?
It could be because it's an American thing, but it's also, I find that ridiculous because the new generation, this generation, knows that word way too well. In fact,
everyone in this country knows what awesome means.
In fact, they use it all the time.
So is it like is it an American thing?
It's also like when you hear people talk. Well, it's like yeah.
Okay, now that's butchering the English language right there. Okay, that I agree is butchering the language, but. Anyways, back to Project Cars and Driveclub. The Pagani Huayra. Hey, it's easier to say it now that just pronounce it W, Huayra. The Pagani, I think the Pagani Huayra is either that or the Zonda. I don't remember. I think it's probably the Zonda.
The Zonda Accord?
Yeah, you just can't help but think that, right?
Or the Zonda Civic.
Put some little zing in there. But yeah, it's just I could see them going to Slightly Mad Studios. Freaking heck, I mean, like Driveclub. I really like Driveclub, and I'm starting to really like Project Cars. And you put the two together, that's gonna be fantastic. They could, make Project Cars or Project Cars 2 or whatever the future project something cooler than Forza, and I would totally be on board with that.
Yeah.
Because because like Driveclub. I think they did such a good job supporting Driveclub well after it came out because they kept putting out more cars, more tours, more things to do in single player. They kept making the game after it came out. They kept working on it, and then they threw in bikes. And let me tell you, driving one of those bikes at high speed, oh man, that's scary in first person. Okay, that just tells me, oh my god, how do you people... race motorbikes.
Oh, motorbikes. I thought you were...
like those, like a Kawasaki.
Yeah, I know. You said bikes. I was thinking Lance Armstrong bikes.
No. Like those sport bikes. And our Kawasaki.
Do they have the freaking what you call it? What's that fastest one that's a motorbike right now?
You mean Yamaha or BMW?
Well, BMW, the Ducatis are good too, actually.
Yeah. But
the Hayabusa. Ooh.
Oh.
The Hayabusa.
Because that name in itself is cool.
Yeah.
You sound like a ninja when you say that.
It's also a death trap.
No, I don't know how... Okay, I'm going to just throw this out there. Having played Driveclub with those sport bikes in first-person view, I don't know how people have the ability to go that fast on a bike. Because people race these things on racetracks.
Yeah, and you're actually moving...
And the Nürburgring, okay? Yeah. I don't know how you people do that and lean at such a ridiculous angle with your knee about an inch off the ground.
Yeah, it's scary.
At 100 miles an hour or more. I don't know how you do that, but...
It is scary, all
the respect to those guys.
Can you imagine skidding your knee on that? Ah!
Well, no, I'm pretty sure you put a protective...
no, I know. I'm just saying,
plate over your knee so that way you don't end up, scraping your knee off.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
That would be terrifying. But yeah, they put bikes in there. It's just like they did such a great job supporting Driveclub over the years, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Even though the studio had layoffs, they still put in stuff. They improved the car list. They threw in Lamborghinis. They threw in a Nissan Skyline. They threw in more American choices. So now it isn't just like almost an exclusive European thing. Now they diversified the car lineup.
Fast and the Furious cars?
No, they don't. You want to play Forza for that? Because Forza. But. Kind of sucks, really. I really like Driveclub.
Well,
a lot. I mean, it's like the AI is a load of BS, but it's a great game. I really like Driveclub. It's one of my favorites.
Well, some things just don't go well.
Yeah, and the Butcher launch really hurt Driveclub, even though it sold 1 million copies. So I guess it just one of those things that didn't work out for Sony. I guess so. Because Driveclub's such a great game, but it's just.
Look at Lionhead.
The botch launch really hurt it.
Lionhead died out too, but I mean, then again, for them, they didn't really make a very good game anymore.
They didn't have a good history to start with, whereas Evolution Studios did have some hope. Okay, and at least they made good, likable stuff. It just people didn't. They just had some missteps. I guess.
What stuff else do we have, sir?
Well, what else do we have? I'm using the wrong mouse. Is Yakuza.
Yakuza?
It's still coming to North America. I didn't think so Yakuza 5 came out, and when it was announced at PSX, Bronson and I were just like, yes.
Yakuza 0, you mean?
Yeah, Yakuza 0 is coming, and it's only on PS4. Have you seen footage of it? It looks really good.
It's
graphics.
It's made for PS4, right?
Yeah, it's made for PS4.
It's not imported to PS4.
It is made for PS4 because I looked at some of the footage because they had a demo out in Japan already, and I looked at that demo and I'm like, oh my god, this office building finally looks really good.
Wait, you know what? I could probably get it. Because I have a PS4 Japanese account, so I think I could probably download a demo for that if it's out, if it's available in Japan for download. But
anyways, Yakuza 0. PS4 only, I think, and it is coming early 2017. So I think it will have a good chance of being at this year's PSX, actually. It's coming to Europe, too, so for those in Europe can also enjoy it as well.
Will you still be able to go to, like, the maid cafes and stuff? I'm guessing yes.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure hostess clubs and all that stuff are in there too.
Alright.
Because it wouldn't be a Yakuza game if it wasn't in there, I'll be honest.
There you go.
Because that's just one of the things. Like, like the fighting and the brutality and using a moped to smash someone's head is one of the appeals of the game, but the hostess clubs, food. Man. I'm telling you, it's really interesting learning about the food that they eat in Japan just by playing the game.
Yeah,
it's just I just look at that stuff and I'm like, wow, they have a food shop, or at least in the game, they have a food shop that specializes in nothing but crab. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then you learn other stuff too, and you learn about their fast food, which looks a lot like our fast food here, but it just looks leaner.
Yeah,
it's true. They took pictures of real.
Yeah, of course.
Food,
of course they would
and it looks leaner than the fat-ass burgers we have here.
Of course they would do that. I mean, they're the same time they're building the game, they're also kind of showing people, hey, this is our stuff here, They don't want to make it everything too... I mean, obviously there's certain areas that are dark and stuff. I leveled up again. but
podcast personality leveled up.
I don't know. There was something on Facebook that I remember looking at, and it showed just off topic a little bit, but it is kind of about food. It shows like the schools in Japan, their lunchrooms, what they serve compared to what the American American schools and their lunches are, and Japan's is healthier. And even so, they also bring their own lunches. Those bento boxes. Yeah. And if you look at those boxes of food, they're actually pretty healthy food too. They have the vegetables in them. They have whereas here, for some reason here, I don't know what it is. Like the American commercials of kids, they don't like vegetables. You know what I mean? I don't know, but the ones over there, even back when I, especially for me too, growing up in a different environment and stuff, I remember when I first came to the States and they said like, oh, the commercials or even movies where they always show kids, vegetables, blah. I'm like, I'm a kid. I'm like, I like that stuff. What are you talking about?
But as a kid raised in America, you're just like, broccoli. Yeah. But you know what? I actually like broccoli.
Yeah, I
have no problem eating carrots and broccoli.
Yeah. I mean,
in fact, I love broccoli. That's one of my favorite vegetables.
The broccoli with the cheese on it?
Okay, well, not with the cheese on it. I would rather have a different kind of sauce on my broccoli.
All right, whatever, man.
And carrots is great. I actually like my carrots plain. I don't like dipping it in ranch.
But anyway, that's I'm just saying, like the food, like
that game is really interesting. It taught me quite a bit about, or at least I think it properly taught me some things about Japan. I'm not going to say if it's 100% true.
I mean, it does teach you about the Yakuza life.
Maybe, but as far as the food, I'm like, this is the food they have over there. Oh, I could actually tie some similarities between that and other Asian cultures because some Asian cultures.
Don't they have food stands there too, like the ramen shops?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it's basically just like a little portable food place that just sits right there. You just walk in and you sit down.
Which one you want to eat in. Yeah. Same thing with bars. And
you get to specify how you want your ramen cooked.
Oh, really?
Would you like it very soft, medium, dunk it, hard, very hard, stuff like that.
Why would you want your ramen hard? I don't.
Well, for me, I like my ramen crunchy. Not too crunchy, though. But, still has like a crisp to it. Or at least I think that's how the ramen can turn out. So,
or you could just buy the instant ramen and then just crush it and then put it in the water and then eat it right away. It's not even...
I could do that, but anyways, that's just like you can specify how soft you want your ramen to be.
Oh man, this stuff's making me hungrier.
Yes, I'm sorry. But anyways, and drinks. Yeah, you learn some about drinks too. I'm pretty sure they use fictional names. So.
They have melon drinks and all this other stuff. I like that. The bread too. They have different varieties of bread. We're talking about food now, so damn it.
But anyways, Yakuza 0, I look forward to food looking more delicious in that game.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I talk about Yakuza games, I talk about stuff not related to the gameplay. Not related to the actual story and fighting.
People who played it already know what they're expecting. They already know what they're getting into when they get the game.
I know. It's just kind of like, it's not just you beating up bad guys. It's you like walking out there, playing baseball, and all that kind of stuff too. It's kind of nice.
It's for people that like they love the Japanese culture and they want to learn more about it, and this kind of helps them a little bit.
A little, in some ways, yes. Persona will probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
When that comes out. So moving forward. South by Southwest happened, and they just announced their 2016 Game of the Year award stuff.
Okay.
So this is all based on last year's games.
Oh, look what happened. So happened to be on the top spot there.
Yeah, let's start with the important one. Hey, the rightful Game of the Year, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah, it is. Wait a minute, what is mobile Game of the Year? Her Story.
I think it could mean a phone game.
Oh, well, what's Her Story?
But we'll talk about The Witcher 3 first,
all
and then
right,
we'll
cool.
get to that. Yes, the rightful Game of the Year.
Yeah, I was kind of I agree with everyone that's been talking on the site, and they're like, well, what the hell? Why did this other, what was that game?
That's what happens when you have basically trying to get everyone to agree on something, and at some point you have to give up, or you have to
I wasn't present because I was watching.
Yeah, that too. People had to leave, and it just kind of I don't know. But Undertale is a great game and all. I just haven't finished it yet, even though it's only a 6-hour game, so it should have been easy for me to finish it.
I honestly have no interest in playing it. I have no interest in
and that's totally fine. I haven't finished it, so one day I'll get it.
Well, that's the thing, though. See, that's how I rate a game, though. That's how I rate a game. If I play it and I am stuck playing it, like The Division, for example, or The Witcher, if I keep going back to that game just to play it, that means it's good. If I play something and then I play with it for a couple of hours and I go, maybe I'll play it some other time, it's not that good.
See, for me, you kind of have to do a mix of both, because like if I were to go and solely play time, Final Fantasy XIV is the best game I've ever played because of how many hours I dumped into it, and it's an MMO. But I'm not saying it's the best game ever, because there's just a lot of things about it that could be better.
No, that's true. But what I'm saying is that's how I know if a game is good, though. How I know if a game to me is fun and it's something that I'm looking for. I like it, and that's. I mean, maybe people have different opinions. Obviously, people have different opinions, but to me, that's how I see, like, if it's a game that I really and truly like. So I keep going back to it, like The Witcher. I kept, every time I went home, first thing I turned on was The Witcher. Same thing with The Division. Every time I go home, first thing I want to turn on is The Division. If I don't have much time, it's NBA.
Share play that with me, please.
Yeah, we gotta do that one.
Which, by the way, tangent based basketball.
Uh-huh.
What the hell is with the Golden State Warriors? Like watching video game mode. Okay,
yeah,
that's basically all I'm gonna throw in there.
Yeah, they're a good team. I'm not a fan of Golden State Warriors, but I mean, I'm a fan of.
I'm not joking.
I'm a fan of the ball game. Yeah.
They did lose against San Antonio though. That's
at home. Yeah, that was. If anyone have seen that game, that one was a pretty cool game actually. I liked the way how it ended up. For the Warrior fans, obviously, you didn't like what happened, but I'm like I said, I'm not a fan of both those teams, but I am a fan of the players of those teams. So
yeah,
can't take away from that.
Share playing in the NBA, but
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, The Witcher 3, to me is like playtime is very important to me, because let's be honest here, I don't have the time. I mean, well, it used to be that when you only get a game like once every 3 months, you need that one game to last a long time, which is why stuff like Oblivion works so well.
Yeah,
because you need stuff to last a long time.
Yeah,
And it's good value for your money. You feel like your money was worth it if you keep playing it.
Even the DLC for The Witcher is worth it, guys. So
I need to buy that one day.
Yeah,
of course, I have like 17 other games I have to get through or want to get through.
Well, that is the thing too. There is the gamer's problem.
You don't have when you're a child, you can finish games easy. When you're an adult and have a full-time job, you're just
it's
screwed.
tough. Especially when your schedule gets bounced around, so it's hard for me to... Yeah, it's hard to...
I mean, you can sacrifice your sleep to catch up on everything. We totally have the option of skipping sleep and loading up on caffeine like a good adult.
Yeah, but driving cars would not be good for me. So
that is true. You don't want to fall asleep behind the wheel
of somebody else's car.
Carrying passengers.
But
but The Witcher. Anyways, didn't talk much about The Witcher 3. But I think it's because we did an entire spoiler cast on The Witcher 3.
Already,
so,
but everybody and people who played it already know that.
And you know what? All the respect to The Witcher, great game, fantastic game.
And Bronson still has that thing of, well, I don't like it. All right.
Well, it's just taste. It's like how I don't care about shooters. I bought Halo 5 and I don't care about it. It's a good game, but I don't care about it one bit.
Oh, you actually own Halo?
I bought Halo 5. I thought everyone was going to jump on board and we were going to play together. And I did play it for a little bit and then I got bored. Because I'm not into shooters.
See.
Especially when there's no one there to play with. I really don't care. I mean, Halo 5 is good, but I just don't care and I don't have anyone to play with. But Mobile Game of the Year, Her Story. I don't know anything. I imagine...
It's about her story. I don't know. Who's she?
It's a phone game. I don't know.
Who is she?
Tabletop Game of the Year
is it a former porn star? I mean, what's her story?
It's probably some indie thing.
Oh.
I wouldn't call it, indies, you know what, Bronson has a thing with indie, and I kind of agree with him. I'd just say it's kind of probably like a smaller game kind of thing. Tabletop Game of the Year, Pandemic Legacy.
I have no idea what that is.
Me either, because I don't
Sounds like a virus game.
I don't know, you remember Pandemic 2?
Yeah.
Every single country would get infected except Madagascar. I'm not into tabletop games, so I don't know that one.
Yeah,
excellence in gameplay. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I can agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah, even though I'm doing the same thing, I played that game for a really long time, like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I dumped a lot of time into it. I finished every single side ops mission. Yeah. That was, and by the time I did that, though, I ran out of reasons to even play that game anymore. But I finished every single side ops mission in that game. I feel so...
That's how you know that you really do enjoy that game.
I have never finished a side quest list like that before, but side ops, that was the first time in an extremely long time I went through that far just to finish every single item on that checklist.
Like I said, again, this is how you know a game is good, is by that. If it does that to you.
Now, I'm not good enough to finish every single mission. And I'm surely not good enough to finish every mission on S ranking, but I finished every side op. So that kind of tells you how much I like that game.
People play it differently. Like I like playing stealth in Metal Gear. Like,
excellence in art, Bloodborne.
Yeah. It's dark, really dark art, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Excellence in animation, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm guessing animating more ways for Lara Croft to get injured and escape.
Or get killed.
Nearly get killed.
And boob physics.
And trust effects.
And butt physics.
Moving forward, excellence in technical achievement. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Yes.
Really? Yeah.
If you play this game on PC and you put everything on max settings and it doesn't run like crap, it is a beautiful game.
Well, there you go.
On consoles, maybe not as much, but on the PC at least. I played it on PC, John played it on PC, we both had it run on really high settings. It is a very beautiful game.
Oh, don't encourage all those PC fanboys.
I'm not. I'm just saying the game is indeed very beautiful if you have the hardware to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
And granted, they patched it up. Actually, my computer, if you were to build it from scratch, would probably only be like $1,200. But dang, like I literally said it's one of the most. What did I say at the end? It's one of the most realized gaming world.
It's alive.
It is so, like, it doesn't just look good, but it's just kind of like I go through Novigrad and at nighttime shit isn't happening, but in the daytime all this stuff's happening. You got the guy over there preaching, you got this person over here running, you got this going on, it's like, dang, and it looks really good too.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is they probably need more NPC faces, because I noticed some faces get reused and they look a little too like to other people. That's about the only thing, and the game crashes on me. Quite a number of times.
I kept doing the brothels.
You do that then. Excellence in visual achievement. Well, I guess I normally would count that as part of technical, but I guess technical is overall. Sound is great too in The Witcher.
The order? You mean visual achievement?
Visual, just by looking good.
Yeah, it does. Actually, the order, I will admit, looks good. In fact, that's
because it's a CG.
You kept hearing it a lot from a certain person.
That's because it's a CG movie.
Well, I mean, you heard it a lot from our boss, when he first got the game.
Yeah. Well, that's just... It's a movie.
Good,
it's a movie. Excellence in narrative, The Witcher 3. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Alright, I'll go with that.
Because BioWare games usually, well, I should say the Mass Effect games. Mass Effect games are like good guy, bad guy option.
Yeah.
Good guy, badass option. Basically, you had like you kind of had two ways of deciding things. And in Dragon Age, what they actually tried to do, which I found to be really good, is that you make a decision, but you're not going to make everyone happy. You're going to get something out of it. Yeah. But there's going to be something that's going to fall down. And The Witcher 3 did that same thing.
Yes, I like it.
And I like that about Dragon Age. And The Witcher 3 does that same thing. Like,
Yeah, but the problem with Dragon Age, they didn't do it well enough.
They could have done it better.
Yeah.
They did it. I guess they did it well enough. They didn't do it as well as what The Witcher did.
Yeah.
In the case of The Witcher,
you're like, man, I really effed up this guy's life.
Yeah. Man, I still feel like shit for doing that. I'm just like, oh, I'll believe this ghost, right? I'll be a good person and bring her back and give her peace, right? And then I shut the door, walk about 50 feet, and then I heard someone scream, and I'm like, oh fuck, what was that? Oh god.
Yeah.
Open the door, and I'm just like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, same thing with the Baron. You're like, I was just trying to help you, dude. Why you gotta hang yourself? Yeah, there, leveled up again by doing that. But
yeah, but it's just like The Witcher, you're just like, yeah, you make a decision, but, like with the case of, I forgot who that sorceress was.
What sorceress?
It was like, she was like the one that had to help you go find a goat or something like that.
I forgot who it is, but I mean, oh yeah, her. Ooh, I remember having.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not Triss Marigold.
It's not Triss.
The one that you have to go through the whole trouble.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know
but she was like, I'm gonna take this research and do things with it, and you actually have the option of potentially killing her or trying to stop her from doing it. And I'm like, you know what? You go do it. And I didn't know if it was a good idea or not. That's like one of those things. It's kind of like life.
You know what I did there? I think I remember I took the plans from her. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
But, she went on a different route too. I think it's something. I don't remember anymore what I did exactly, but I do remember having the romance moment with her. I set that up pretty good. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Excellent narrative. Western RPGs kind of felt like the writing kind of gone down for a while because Western RPG has to have a good story to keep you going.
Well,
like
it's
especially
not like a Western RPG though. Technically, it's not really made by Western people, by American.
Okay, well, it is a genre that says this is how companies in the West usually develop their RPGs and where the genre kind of came from. It's a lot like how we say JRPG, even though the studio's in America.
Alright, yeah.
That's the only genre that specifies things by region.
Yeah,
okay.
I get you.
We don't say an American shooter, we just call it a shooter, whereas Western RPG, JRPG actually names where the genre came from specifically.
Technically, the American shooters is pretty much what those games are. They're shooters. A lot of Americans like them. Them shooters.
Excellence in design. Bloodborne.
Yeah. Because of the like I said, the dark feel of it. They made that game spooky.
Well, they said design, so I think the gameplay design is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Same people who were making Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, of course. Expect no less.
Excellence in sound effects. Star Wars Battlefront. I feel like this is a really stupid one. Well, personally, because here's the thing.
I think it's fanboys listening,
No, here's my problem with excellence in sound effects, Star Wars Battlefront. Here's what you need to do to make a Star Wars game sound awesome. Take all the sound effects from the movie.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Okay, all Star Wars games are going to have awesome music, and all Star Wars games is going to have awesome sound effects. Why? Because the movies already have it for you.
Yeah, never mind the other
just
games.
Borrow it from the movies. That's why I think this is kind of a bit of a lazy one.
It's kind of like I said, it's kind of fan.
Now, if you make your game look like Star Wars and stay true to Star Wars, that's one thing. But sound, you don't need anybody to engineer new sound. You just get a good quality version from like Episode 7 or 3, something like that. Kind of a little worked up about that.
Excellence in music score.
Ori and the Blind Forest.
I have not played this game, so I
John
can't
did.
say.
He just finished reviewing the Definitive Edition. I don't know much about the musical or even the Blind Forest. So.
No, I like Final Fantasy music, but...
Yeah, that's good too. Excellence in multiplayer, Rocket League.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is fun.
See, this is why soccer is awesome when you play it.
With cars.
I don't know about watching, but...
when you play it with cars.
Yeah, with cars. Freaking, like, everyone was so stoked when we score a goal. Just one goal.
They should totally make a real Rocket League. I'm telling you. It can be done.
That would be very dangerous.
It can be done, dude.
Well, if
you seen those monster jams? Those monster truck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They could do it. They could do it. I know they can.
Yeah, okay. Excellence in convergence. I don't know what this means, but Batman Arkham Knight.
Convergence?
Convergence. Convergence.
I mean, I guess.
Most enduring character, Lara Croft, Rise of the Tomb Raiders. Do they mean, like, literally, or do they mean, like, a character who has survived the test of time? Because if you're talking about her, how she, like, she was basically reborn as this new character instead of compared to the one from the late 90s, I think that makes sense. But if you're talking about from a literal sense, I guess that makes sense, too, because she literally had everything dropped on her.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she still turned out pretty hot after that.
And British.
Yes.
Most valuable esports team, Evil Geniuses. Most entertaining online personality, Greg Miller from Kind of Funny Games. I'm not joking.
I don't know him.
Okay. Greg Miller is like one of the big PlayStation fan guys.
Oh, is this the guy who's getting sued for stuff?
No, that's Jim Sterling. No, Greg Miller is he's
is he related to Frank
He used
Miller?
to be at IGN and now he's at Kind of Funny Games, and he's a big PlayStation guy. And I know because... And he's very famous because I remember we were sitting at PSX and we were sitting towards the front. And when Greg Miller walked in, he had a line of fans following him. No one else in that entire area, in that entire stage, in the entire audience, were able to do that. But he just walked in and people just followed him. Just to get his autograph or whatever. Right. That's how they do it, and I'm pretty sure he's a really funny guy.
Maybe I've not seen his stuff, but yeah, I'm not familiar with him very. Sorry, folks, not familiar with him.
Most promising new intellectual property, Splatoon.
I've not played this game, but people seem to like it, so.
They're still making stuff for it, crazy enough. Most fulfilling crowd-funded game, Undertale.
I guess.
Matthew Crump Cultural Innovation Award, also Undertale.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really need to get through the game to understand it. Single Gamers Voice Award in Single Player Super Hot. I've never heard of that one.
Is it a chick?
I hope it doesn't bring it up when I type it into Google, but here we go.
Super hot chick?
Oh, it's a game made, but it just came out like a month ago.
And what is it about?
Oh, it's an independently developed first-person shooter video game.
That looks like what? What the hell is that?
It literally just came out last month, so I kind of feel like people are like really skewed towards like new stuff, and I guess that's what happened.
Images. This makes it easier. Oh, I don't like this kind of look.
It literally came out just last month, so I don't know how to feel about how it would award this too. Because when it's fresh in your mind, you tend to pick it. Imagine like if The Witcher came out like in October, probably like everyone would be like, oh, everyone's still high on it. And Gamer's Voice Award in Multiplayer Game Beasts. Don't know that one either.
Maybe it's a freaking Yakuza Beasts.
That'd be kind of interesting, actually.
Gangbang Beasts. I don't know.
No.
Bestialities.
But those are the South. Okay, but those are the South by Southwest 2016 Game Awards. Yeah.
Or Gangnam Style Beasts.
Okay, so moving forward. So there were rumors out there that Nintendo was going to stop making Wii U's this year.
Not true?
Not true. Well, according to Nintendo, they say no, because they say they're going to do it into the next term and beyond, unquote. So basically, everyone's thinking, a lot of people are thinking that the NX, their new console, is going to be made this year, and because the Wii U is selling like complete crud right now, Yeah. You can discontinue it and you'll still find one on a store shelf for like the next couple months at least. Because when you make more than people buy, you just end up building a stockpile on that kind of stuff.
Oh, what? They actually made more than what people buy? Are you serious, Anthony? They actually made more than what people buy?
Yes, because when your sales constantly don't meet your expectations, you probably have multiple warehouses full of nothing but unshipped Wii U's.
Oh, what about like all the special like stuff like Fire Emblem box sets and like
Fire Emblem is a Nintendo 3DS thing. I wish they made a Fire Emblem on Wii U. I would have loved that, but they don't. Instead, you have Fire Emblem cross.
No, what I'm going with is, remember how we had that conversation where like they're really bad at.
They're really bad. Yes, yeah.
Yet they make a lot of Wii U's and they're overstocked.
I got it. Yes, I got it. Yes, that. It's like, yeah, we make more Wii U's than people want to buy, but we're not going to make enough special edition Fire Emblem thingies for people to buy and help us make more money.
Yeah.
Yes, because they don't know how to prioritize their bleep in manufacturing.
Same with Amiibo.
It's like, we're going to stop production of this Amiibo that we want really desperate, but we're going to keep making the Wii U. We're going to keep making the Wii U even though we're nobody's buying it. Jeez.
Yep.
That's some brilliant logic there.
That's what I was saying. Like, what? Really? They're not
going to stop making the Wii U, but you're not making more freaking Fire Emblem special editions for your bleep and pre-orders? My goodness. So they're going to keep making the Wii U, even though no one's buying it. Probably because, when the Zelda game comes out, people will start buying it again.
Well, they can just cheapen it, and then, like, people will start buying more of it. Hello, what was that?
No, you're not watching that.
Damn it.
So, the last story I have is we have the Xbox preview that we saw at the Spring Showcase. It's actually out for regular Xbox people now. So that 16-person party chat, those minor graphical user interface stuff, more Xbox One compatibility.
You will get to see
Xbox
all that
360
now.
backwards compatibility games. Basically, all that stuff we were talking about in the preview a couple weeks ago is now available pretty much to everybody, which means I probably need to take my Xbox One out of my box and plug it in to get that update through.
Yeah. Might as well. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll end up plugging it in and waiting.
Just throwing this out there, Xbox One bundles are now $300 for now.
Yay!
For now.
I think.
Very cheap.
I mean, if you all want to play with your friends on Xbox and they have an Xbox
cross-platform, hopefully soon, but that's up to the developer. The Rocket League people say that they've figured out how to do cross-platform play between the PS4 and Xbox One,
and that could help in the future of these systems. I think it would.
Yeah, because that solves the problem of me. Like, I want to play with my friend Kenneth. He has Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One. I have Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS4. We can't play together. I mean, if we could play together, me and him, we could have done all these heists, done all this stuff, and get really far and had lots of fun. But the problem is we have this separate system, so we flat out can't.
Yeah.
And I already migrated my PS3 character into my PS4, so I can't just share it with my Xbox One unless they do make it so you can share it with your Xbox One.
Well, the problem I also noticed, I think what some of those, the company, Xbox and PlayStation, I think those guys are. I don't know if they're really fully on board with it. I mean, you think they are? Be fully
Microsoft is probably. I feel like Microsoft may be doing this because PC and the Xbox kind of needs a lot of help right now. Because the PS4 is just going to keep on selling,
especially with Uncharted 4 coming out soon.
Yeah, and Sony is like, Sony doesn't sound very. I mean, Sony already allows PSN to be their online games to be cross-platform with PC depending on the developer.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy XIV, it runs on PC, but it also runs on PS3 and PS4, and all three of those systems share the same.
Yeah, but why would you play on PS3 anymore?
I don't know. PC people can't understand how you play that game on a controller, and controller people don't understand how you can play that game on a keyboard and mouse. It's really interesting. What I do know is that, like, playing Final Fantasy XIV a lot, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell who's on the PS3. You can't tell who's on the PlayStation. You can't tell who's on the PC.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, really. Actually, so you get used to it.
That's why I think the Division would work well like that, because the Division is not like a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter where you do one headshot, it's over. No, it's an RPG. You have hit points, So I like
that's why it's annoying. That kind of defies shooter logic, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but actually it's quite fun, dude. I'm telling you. You should try it. You should try it. I got an Xbox One. John's got an Xbox One. You have an Xbox One.
I have an Xbox One, but it's in a box.
Well, you're
in my closet.
You're unboxed.
Right over there.
You need to unbox the Xbox One. But the Division is fun. I like it. Anyway, what else we got?
That's all the news I could find, really.
All right.
Actually, maybe Facebook will give me something, because Facebook has identified that I'm a gamer and gave me lots of game news.
Well, while he's doing that, everyone's going to be talking about the Batman vs. Superman movie. I've seen it. I loved it. I don't care what the critics say, because you know what? I'm a fan. I like the comic book movies. I might even like the freaking Civil War movie that comes out sooner or later. And I enjoy comic book movies. Like, I don't listen to the critics that will tell you, oh, well, this one's bad. Like, there was one I remember reading about a critic that said, well, this movie was good, but it's not as fun as the Avengers movie. I'm like, dude, it's a dark movie. What were you expecting it to be? You expect it to be funny with one-liner jokes?
The thing is that when you make a comic book movie...
There's no jokes in those. There's only some.
I think that when you make a comic book movie, you kind of have to please two crowds at the same time. You have to please people like me who are not into comic books, but want a good action movie.
Yeah, that does it there.
And you also have to please the fans.
Yeah, and I think, and I believe it.
So you don't want to make it so obscure and deep that only the fans understand, the average public doesn't. But you don't want to make it too shallow and broad that you're taking away some of the characteristics.
There are some fun moments in that movie, but it's not like Avengers funny, like where you're like, oh well, Hulk punches Thor at the end, that's funny.
Oh,
yeah, it's like, dude, a lot of people died in that movie, the show, and of course people are gonna be freaking in bad moods.
The Avengers, I look at the Avengers, I'm like, yeah, it looks kind of more like a playful kind of thing, whereas Batman. Yeah, and Superman are usually very serious people. Like Batman, you don't joke with Batman very much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like if you know the characters, even people who are not fans, as long as they know who that character is, and believe me, a lot of people know who Batman or Superman is by now. And it's just you throw the names out there, and they already automatically go, okay, they already know, familiar with the characters. But my point is like, for those people who are like, well, this critic says, or like Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a bad score, like semi-bad. But then you look at the fan scores, and the fans are like, we actually like this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I actually remember. Yeah, it happens in games too.
Yeah, true.
Critics are like, oh, this game's not very good, but fans absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Like to me,
I guess when you are a critic, you start. And I know this because
being an ass, yeah.
Because obviously having reviewed games before, you kind of have a different mindset than the general public. The general public, the most they want is a good movie. They don't know exactly what defines a good movie. They don't know exactly what they haven't identified what they find to be a good movie. They just want a good movie, and if they're having fun watching it, therefore it's a good movie.
Exactly.
Whereas a critic, you actually kind of end up having, okay, I know what makes a good movie. It needs to have a good suspenseful plot. It needs to have proper balance here, proper balance here. And I guess one of the pitfalls of reviewing games sometimes is that your criteria becomes a checklist. And it becomes a checklist, and then at the end of that checklist, how many checkboxes that they did accomplish that leads to a score.
Give you, for the movie thing, let me give you an example. Like, if I throw in like, hey, Expendables. I remember there was a time, the first time that movie was announced, and everyone was saying Expendables. Even radio talk shows made fun of this movie. They were like, oh, it's a bunch of has-beens, old people, and action stars, and blah, 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 it's gonna suck. And then you watch it, and everybody watched it, and then you're like, this is badass. I actually like this movie,
Yeah, but yeah, that's just...
that's what it is.
That's just one of the things when you review stuff, your head becomes a bit of a checklist. Yeah. It's like because for example, let's use a car example. You drive a car, a cool car, a fast car. You mash the gas pedal. To an average person, they're gonna think it's fucking awesome because the car went fast really, really quickly. To a critic, they think it's going quickly, but the engine doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't sound too good. Oh, I feel all the vibration coming through the steering wheel. I'm sure all the girls like the car is darting a little bit. It's like to one guy, he's just like, "Oh, this is so fun because the car's going so fast." But then to the critic, he's like finding all these things that you know the car's going fast.
I get what you're saying. Like you become a little nitpicky with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because like a critic usually has to think about the bigger picture, whereas YouTube's figured it out. A critic works in the land of like 0 to 10. You rate things like 8.5, 9.5, that kind of stuff. The average public, thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
And YouTube's figured it out. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Because YouTube, the reason why they went to thumbs up, thumbs down is they find that people either rate stuff 5-star or 1-star. They very rarely ever use 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a critic can easily use 2 to 4. Oh, yes, it is good, but there are a couple problems, so 4 stars.
Oh, yeah.
Which may be fair, but people just rate things more emotionally. It's like, it's awesome or it sucks. That's it.
I feel like Bronson might enjoy this movie, actually, if Bronson watched it.
Well, he's a DC guy, so I think he will.
I am a DC guy, too, but I enjoy Marvel movies as well, but I can also nitpick stuff of Marvel movies that people... Yeah, I don't want to get the details, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I enjoyed the Avengers, not so much Age of Ultron, because, you know, the Ultron just became more of a comedy guy, where I'm like, well, that's not really Ultron that I remember, but okay, you know. But anyway,
yeah.
That's all I've got. My 2 cents on that. I'm just saying, my point is, guys, watch the movie and judge it for yourself. If you're a fan, you'll enjoy it. If you're not a fan, depends. If you might enjoy it, actually. If you like, you know, superhero movies.
So, this is really disappointing, but we have no comments.
Oh, no comments. Not this time? Damn it.
Not this time.
Oh, well. You guys gotta keep it up, man. You gotta keep talking to us.
Shame, too. I think it's because John's not here.
Well, that could be. Who knows?
Well, since we have no comments, I might as well go into our ending reel. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on twitch.tv/thegameraccess. We have a donation button under our video player on Twitch, so if you would like to donate to us, by all means. Check out 60-Minute Access. This coming week, I think, is Pokken Tournament.
What? Poking tournament?
It's Pokemon Cross Tekken.
Oh, I thought you were
I think that's what it stands for. It's a cross between Pokemon and Tekken. So your Pokemon battles will actually now have physical contact instead of...
Ooh, physical contact, huh? I like me some physical contact.
I'm sure you do with the Pokemon. But yeah, it's Pokemon... Team
Rocket.
Yeah, no, you're using Pokemon, not people. Yeah, so Super Mega Go Playtime of Ocarina of Time, I think it started by now. Or at least at the time by...
I did a picture of that.
Yeah, it's... Oh, God. That's scarred, man. That's scarred.
You folks will like Princess Zelda, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Damn well sure. Check out Playing God. Last week it was more Zelda stuff. Stephanie redid her first drawing of the show ever, which was Link from A Link Between Worlds.
And how was that Link Between Worlds?
I think it looked better. She was basically redrawing to kind of like show like a progress update between what she drew like a year and a half ago or something like that and what she drew now. It's a 1-year progress update. It's kind of interesting too when you like see how your work was a year ago and then you compare it to that exact same drawing now and you notice how you got better.
I do that too, and I look at mine and go, well,
it's a great way to keep track of how you progressed over the years.
Need to fix this.
Yeah, it's like how when I watch a video from 5 years ago, I cringe because it's complete garbage. Yeah, but that was where I was 5 years ago.
Well, that's how you know you're improving. You can.
I know. It's like everyone starts somewhere. You don't like start off magically good. You suck.
Yeah.
And you will suck, but you know you keep working and you'll get good eventually. Let's see. Playing God. Bronson's Soapbox is on virtual reality. What Bronson thought about the things that need to make VR happen, especially when you're talking about stuff like PlayStation VR, which is like the cheapest major VR option, which costs like $400.
Yeah, that was better because cheaper. I mean, because the Oculus is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the Oculus is capable of more though because it's plugged to a PC.
Yeah, I know, but it's ridiculous.
That means people can make stuff for it freely, whereas on PlayStation you can't.
Oh, that's true.
Really can't. That's the thing. Here's the thing: like PlayStation may be the cheapest option, but Oculus Rift may have the better future because it actually has.
I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, imagine.
I'm not joking. Like Euro Truck Simulator 2. You know that truck where you drive like an 18-wheeler European truck throughout Europe to deliver they people really like that game, and I do too. They put tested Oculus Rift on it, and you can do it if you want to.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Skyrim.
like, I think, like, yeah, you could do, like, first-person Skyrim on that thing. So, like, yeah, PlayStation may have the cheaper option, and it's PlayStation, but Oculus Rift kind of has that more open platform that you can make anything you want on.
Oh, man, Skyrim, and the mods you put on Skyrim? Oh.
No, I know what you're going to do. You're just going to have your character sit in a chair, and you just sit there and just stare at certain people walk by.
Well, I mean, not really.
You would.
There's certain other people. There's other places too, you know.
I know, sure. Yeah, I think that covers all of our shows. And of course, there's Unscripted. There's our Gamecast. There's still the Gamecast. I think that covers every show in our lineup. Oh, comic! Check out our new comic, Welcome to the Dark Zone.
Not the Danger Zone. Dark Zone.
Mm-hmm.
People who play Division, you should know this.
That's easy. Alright, so that's our reel. Anything else you want to add before we close this off?
No, I'm just really hungry.
Really hungry? Okay, we're going to go get food after this or something like that.
That's a very good idea.
That has been episode 169 of Unscripted Access here on thegameraccess.com. Please comment, guys, because we will answer them. We answer them at the end of we answer them towards the end of every single episode. So please talk to us, and we will talk to you.
And or we will try to answer them as well at the site when you guys post stuff.
Yes, we will do that. So that's Unscripted Access. Have a good day, everybody.
Later,
Peace,
people. How long was